Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get the latest updates.
Hello and welcome to The Print. I have with me today the ambassador of Poland to India, Ambassador Adam Burakowski. Now, he's not just a diplomat, he's also a historian and a political scientist. He has even worked with the Polish Akashvani, and he's fluent in Hindi. Ambassador, welcome to The Print.
Thank you, madam. Good to see you. Namaste ji. Shrimati Nayanima Basu, or या बसु और मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है कि मैं अभी यहाँ हूँ, हालांकि ऑनलाइन है और इन पर्सन नहीं, लेकिन हमारे ज़माने में तो बहुत मुश्किल है मिलने के लिए, क्योंकि हम लोगों को ऐसी ज़रूरत है ताकि हम सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग करें.
Yes. Thank you so much for welcoming us and welcoming our viewers with your fluent Hindi. I'm sure they will love it. But just to quickly also start off with the key issues, Ambassador, you've been here now almost over 2 years now. You've seen the kind of evolution that has happened. You've seen the kind of development that has happened in the bilateral ties between India and Poland. So if I can request you to take us back, how the things have developed, the bilateral relationship between India and Poland, and how do you see that can be upgraded or probably elevated to another level from what it is now?
So there is a constant growth in our mutual relations between Poland and India for last decades. In the trade volume was around 3 billion USD, and the mutual people-to-people contact also grew up significantly because also of establishing direct flight from Warsaw to Delhi in September 2019. We also had a visit of your foreign minister Jaishankar to Warsaw in August 2019, and everything went very well. And then the COVID pandemic came, unfortunately, which is a very big problem in all international relations, but in the relations between countries that are not very close to each other, the problem is even bigger. Because the connectivity is somehow we have troubles with connectivity. The direct flight is not there, unfortunately, although we hope that it will be restored very soon when India will be opening more international flights, as it has been announced. So a lot of Polish airlines that operated this flight is ready to operate at any moment, and they even fly cargo still to Delhi and Mumbai. So we hope to restore it as soon as possible. And what we observe in recent years is the growing Indian community in Poland. In Warsaw alone, there are 100 Indian restaurants. The number of Indians in Poland is around 40,000 right now, among them 4,000 students. The Polish universities are attractive for Indian students because we offer a very good quality of studies for affordable price. And our leading universities have all the courses in English. Of course, they are in Polish, but there are some special faculties in English, and that's why Indian students find it useful to go to Poland and study there. Also, we have two Polish language courses in India. One is in Delhi University, and second one is in Manipal Academy of Higher Education.
Mm-hmm. Ambassador, if I can ask you, and as you had rightly mentioned, that our External Affairs Minister, Dr. Jaishankar, was in Warsaw in August 2019. And yes, after that, the pandemic had taken place. But what were the discussions that had happened at that point of time, and which could not take off because of the pandemic? Where are the issues left now, and where do you think both these countries can take off from now, as far as mostly political relations as well as business and trade relations are concerned?
We are working, both sides, Polish and Indian sides, are working on making the trade exchange and business much easier. Then, of course, the COVID pandemics and all the restrictions that stopped and slowed down some processes. But we want to have more trade and more investments, both from Polish investments in India and Indian investments in Poland. Actually, in India is number one for Polish investors in whole Asia. And this is our biggest investment in Asia are here in India. And also Indian companies invest in Poland. The biggest Polish investor here is Bella India, which has its factory in Madurai, Tamil Nadu. And they produce hygienics like napkins, diapers. There are also some other Polish companies here. And one of the biggest Indian investors is Infosys from Bengaluru. They have their biggest branch, the European branch they have in Poland. Yeah. So also there are some other companies, and really every day I feel the pressure from business, both Polish business and Indian business, to act more, really to overcome these obstacles that are because of COVID. And we are also trying to make their life easier by making some legal frames of our cooperation to overcome these some bureaucratic obstacles that happen. We have some hopes for the European Union India Summit that will take place in May this year in Portugal. There will be a meeting of all the European prime ministers with Prime Minister Modi.
Yes. That's a very key question, which you have answered, Ambassador. On the India-EU Summit, even last year we did have the summit despite the pandemic, but the thing that everybody looks at, I mean, be it Poland or any other country of the European Union, and now all the more because Brexit has happened, is having the India-EU Free Trade Agreement, which is the BTIA, to take off. Now, in the absence of the BTIA, the broad-based trade and investment agreement, do you think that is also impacting Polish investors who are trying to enter India, or Indian investors who are trying to enter Poland?
Yes.
How keen are you on the free trade agreement?
So we are looking forward to this agreement, which has been discussed for many years already. And during this time, we are trying to make the life of our investors and trade companies easier on both ways. There are some MOUs pending between Poland and India. And really we want India to be more open, and we want to be more open to India. The BTIA it will be a very big step into this direction, and I hope sooner or later it will be signed in the version that is acceptable for both sides. Actually, India is playing a bigger and bigger role in international politics, which is very good for us. Recently, we observed the vaccine diplomacy that India is making. And this is really appreciated, that India provides vaccine to neighboring countries and also some more remote countries. Now the vaccine is, of course, topic number one in Europe as well. So I hope there might be some cooperation in the future also in this field. But of course, we will see. About the vaccine, we are following the European Union policy of vaccination. We have vaccinated already more than 1 million inhabitants out of 38 million. But these international relations are not only about trade. The political factor in this is that European Union, including Poland, is a natural ally for India. We share this European view on this issue, that India as a country that in Asia is advocating freedom, democracy, freedom of speech. We also share the same values.
Ambassador, when you said that India should open up more for Polish investors and Poland should also open up more, can you specify which are those areas that you want India to open more, and which are those areas that Poland needs to open up more for investors, to have an easygoing business relationship?
So we want to cooperate more on food products and food processing. This is definitely the sector that we are promoting. And also the recent discussions between Poland and India focus more on cyber cooperation, on cyber issues. We are having some plans to cooperate more in fintech and also in smart cities. We have some companies that could provide some solutions for Indian smart cities. And in cybersecurity is really the topic that we are discussing. Just a few days ago, I met with General Rajesh Pant, the National Cybersecurity Advisor, and we hope to take this discussion further and be more secure in the internet and all the cyber activity. And of course, I will mention once again the connectivity issue, and we hope for reopening the flight between Warsaw and Delhi.
So I understand the Polish Investment and Trade Agency had also opened up an office in Mumbai to sort of tap into the potential investments in India. I think that happened in 2018. Has that been able to achieve any good results in India?
Actually, the Polish Agency of Investment and Trade, they are participating in many, they are attracting Polish business to participate in Indian economic life, and especially fair trades like Vibrant Gujarat, like Bengal Global Business Summit. In both these big events, we participated, and also the agency from Mumbai. They participated. They attracted the Polish entrepreneurs to be there, and they are linking the Polish business with the Indian business. One of the last achievements of Polish investment in India is the company Millennium in Pune. They produce the IT solutions for world's majors.
Ambassador, now coming to the fact on Poland's relationship with China, also the fact that the European Union has gone ahead and signed a comprehensive investment agreement with China just last year before the end of 2020. Now, do you think, how bullish are you on that investment agreement? And, how does that define your relationship with China politically, also economically, in a post-pandemic world?
Our relationship with China is based mainly on economics, on economic relations. There is even a cargo train that goes from Chengdu, the capital of Sichuan province, to Łódź in Poland. Goes twice daily with cargo. and we are actually expanding this route and make it faster. And also, the trade is my main topic between Poland and China. There are not too many Chinese investors in Poland. And the political factor is here not very important. China is not a model for Europe, definitely. And concerning the investment agreement, we advocate to also discuss more with our friends from United States. That we really strongly support the transatlantic ties and to cooperate more with United States, because we here in this case we also share the same values, which is not the case with China.
Mm-hmm. Ambassador, my last question to you will be, going forward, now that the unlock phase has happened and now people have started meeting each other again, and there'll be travel restrictions will soon be lifted. What is it that you're expecting from India to do, as I said, to elevate the relationship to the next level, be it in business, be it strategically, because the world is fast changing. We can see the change that has also come in the US and, the impact that is happening otherwise. So going forward, how would you want India to take this relationship forward with Poland?
I'm very happy to observe the numbers of COVID cases here in India very low, especially in Delhi. And also the thing that the vaccination process is going quite quickly. And I hope that all this COVID period will be over soon, and then we should start to meet each other more frequently and to work on the issues that are already on the table, but because of these restrictions, we cannot discuss them right now. And I will mention for the third time the reopening of direct flight from Warsaw to Delhi, operated by Lot Polish Airlines, is vital for enhancing our relationship, because it's not only people to people, which is obvious, but also more delegation could come, more business could come, and the cost of doing business between Poland and India will be significantly lower.
But have you raised this issue with the Indian government, and what are they telling you about it?
Yes, we have applied for air bubble for Lot Polish Airlines, and we are still waiting for the answer. I have heard and saw in the press that India is planning a grand opening quite soon for international air travel, and also to give tourist visas. There are thousands of Polish tourists who want to go to India. Really, every day we receive some questions from travel agencies or individual tourists when India would be open for tourism.
Okay. Well, on that note, Ambassador, thank you so much again for talking to The Print. I hope India-Polish ties really go to the next level from what it is now. Thank you, and you please take care.
Thank you. Bahut dhanyabad.
Dhanyavad.